Hello everybody, we're back with more Evil Within 1. The Steam version on PC. So we didn't heal in the last video. I picked up the gel that was laying over here. And we picked up a syringe that was laying right there. I'm assuming this got thrown out of the ambulance, but it doesn't really look like... Maybe that would be in an ambulance. I don't know. That definitely was from the ambulance. So anyway, we picked up a syringe over here. You can see our health is pretty low. We're going to go ahead and use this. Click it. Stabs himself. Throws it away. We get more health. And we can't access the inventory anymore right now because we have no items to do so. A wash bucket. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue this way. Okay, so if you look here, there's some bloody drag marks. They kind of originate. Not exactly sure where they originate, but somewhere around the tree here. We either go that way or this way. We can go that way, but I want us to come this way. Just kind of follow this wet blood trail here, and you step upon this here. Melee attacks. Controls information M, attack enemies or objects barehanded, whatever that said. I do have all my tutorials unlocked because I beat the game, but let me see what it said about melee. Barehand or with a melee weapon. Melee attacks are primarily defensive and best used as a last resort. Fallen enemies can be stomped for further damage by pressing M. Yeah, usually when you stomp enemies on the ground, it usually one-shot kills them because he stomps their head. So yeah, we got some nastiness up here. Looks like a dead deer of some sort, I believe. So since we have no weapon, you can left click, which would be shoot to melee, or you can use your dedicated melee button. And he'll either punch like this, which doesn't use stamina to punch, by the way. Keeps him from building it up, because you have to be walking to build your stamina back up. But he doesn't use stamina to melee. So you can punch this box. And there's some gel in there. Or as I want to call it, Mountain Dew. So now we basically just want to head over to this lit up spot. There's nothing else really that I know of that there's around here. There's nothing around here. You just want to head over here. This is going to lead us to our light source of the game. It's got us a little tent area down here. This is going to be our lantern that we get to use. He had a badge on his arm. Good job, Sebastian. Yeah, as much as Sebastian falls in this game, I don't know how he manages to not break his lantern. So now we can put this out, or we can hold it out or put it away. And when you put it away, he puts it on his hip. You can see it there. When he stands up, like if you're crouched and you use it, he'll keep it on his hip, like this. When you walk around, and when you stand up, he'll hold on to it. And if it's off, and and you stand up, he'll put it out too. So you can control this. There's no fuel, thankfully, that you have to worry about for it. It's just use it when you want to, but it's really blinding, and it does alert enemies to your location. So I'll try to be cognizant of it, use it when I definitely need to, and, you know, try to turn it off when I don't. Somebody's getting their grub on over there. So we'll look around here in a minute. Let's deal with this. I should have turned it off, but this is scripted. No, he turns it off for you. It's a scripted segment. I'm not in control here. I will be.
Connelly?
This is a reference to original Resident Evil 1, where they reveal the first zombie. So I hold back here. Let him lunge at me. Then you can line up some headshots. 3 of them.
My God, Connelly.
Excuse me. At least on survival, it was 3. So, we just took his gun. Now we have a gun. So that was Connelly, the police officer, yeah, that was driving the ambulance. Fortunately, we had to kill him. So this right here is his gun holster, that's what that is, and handcuffs. You can see him now with the light on. And then here's the bro, he was getting his grub on. So you don't have to fight Connelly at all here. You can literally just run and make a beeline over here. There's a cave right here where this torch is, and once you get in the cave, he'll just turn around and ignore you. But if you come back out, he's still here. But if you do kill him and come in here, you get the gun regardless. There's a couple of crates, and there's some gel back here. Mountain Dew, excuse me. Bust this open, and this one back here. There's more Mountain Dew. So, it can be random what you get in here. You may bust both of these boxes and get nothing. But that one's always in the corner. So we got lucky here. We got another bottle. Mountain Dew. It's another 300. So if we get as much gel as we can throughout the playthrough, obviously we'll be able to get more skills and get them higher up. I don't know, man, that lantern looks a little bit better than the one I'm using. It's a larger lantern. We're stuck with the one we got. So this would be another good opportunity here for me to talk about controls a little bit more. Because we have a little more freedom now that we have a weapon. It's worth mentioning for people playing on PC, a lot of people, not a lot of people, very few people, I'm one of them, that use the arrow keys for games like this, that don't want to use WASD. They have trouble for some reason getting the arrow keys to work, but there's nothing you have to do. You don't even have to change them in the keybinds, which I can show you here. Controls movement forward, so it's defaulted to WSAD. I can put this to being the up key, unable to bind. See, it doesn't let you. It doesn't let you bind the keys to up. It's not letting me anyway, but they say like it doesn't work or whatever, the arrow keys, but they do. They work straight on the fresh install, just don't change anything. WASD WASD still works for me right now, but so do the arrow keys. So mention that with movement. Another thing with movement is, here's the cancel burn key, putting the gun away. Or no, here it is. It's there. Then he automatically grabs the lantern when he doesn't have a gun out. When he has a gun out, there you go. When he has a gun out, he has his other hand free because when he aims down the sight, he uses both hands. But when you put the gun away, then he whips the lantern back out. If you press the burn cancel key again, he won't bring the last weapon used out again. He won't do that. If your weapon is down and you're not, you can move. Unlike Resident Evil 4, you can move in this game when you're aiming left and right, up and down. But if you're not aiming forward when you're moving ahead and you press the left mouse button once, he'll aim the gun forward. And in some situations, it does make him move quicker. Like I think if you're walking through water, he walks a little slower, but if you do this when he's walking in water, he'll walk faster. If you press it again when he's aiming the gun like that, you'll fire the gun. So just some information here about just how the movement works. And here's the backpedaling again versus standing up and not being able to do that. And so yeah, if you all of a sudden want to run the other way, what you want to do is you want to press the down key or S key, whatever you're using, down on the stick, and then for me the mouse, and immediately spin the mouse the other way. It's kind of difficult to explain. You actually want to... Yeah, he won't do it in this scenario. Some scenarios, like when you see me run away from the sadist, you can spin the camera away and then you press down and he'll run forward like this. That's how you would do it. So just turn the camera, the way that you want to see him moving. So if you want to be behind him, you need to press up. And if you want to see him moving from the front, you need to turn him that way and press this way. If you try to do it, if you try to turn and then do it, he'll go like that and spin. So you just kind of get used to the controls. Let's see if there's anything else I want to mention here to you. So there's the movement keys, the use key, there's a reload key, the inventory key, which I mentioned just slows down time. Escape for the menu and collectibles for the menu, and the archive to access your collectibles. Shoot, and then when you don't have a gun out, like we don't now, left click will melee, just like the other button will melee, but it will shoot whenever you do have a weapon out. So I would get used to using your actual melee key so you actually don't waste ammo. Then you can aim down sights. We have a burn and a cancel key, which I've already mentioned also holsters your weapon and allows you to jump down ladders. We don't have matches yet, we'll get them soon. You can run, and I mentioned the stamina bar, the little green bar that's draining under the white one. That's definitely something we want to increase, the stamina bar, soon. There's a sneak key. Obviously, this is your your walk speed. This is your run speed. And then the slowest speed is the sneak speed. But there's a slower speed too, because there's actually a walk keybind as well, I think. Yeah, I just don't have it bound to nothing. I could do it just for demonstration purposes. So there's his walking, and here's actual walking. Oh, you have to hold it, so it's like a toggle. Okay. There's no reason you'll ever really need to do that. You may see him do it in the playthrough, but it's because it's scripted. But there's no reason to make him walk, so I just don't have it bound. If you want to remove a bind, you have to use the same key again, and then it will go away. And for like camera access here, you'll see that I have it zeroed out. That's because that only pertains to the gamepad, same with vibration. So, and I'm not auto aiming, but I just disable those things so they can't screw up the mouse and keyboard that I am using. Okay, just trying to get past explaining controls to you here. We're almost done. Lantern, so you can turn the lantern on and off, and as you can see, the game that was dark earlier is now brighter because of this. And it's an unlimited lantern. I've mentioned the melee key. You know, you can swing forward and you can stomp. I've mentioned, or maybe I didn't mention yet, the insert key. This is a command I'm forcing through the launch options of Steam through running the game. It's a nice idle animation he does there. Checks his bullets. This allows you to bring the developer console up so you can mess with a few commands. I'm actually not tweaking anything in the console. But you can type in like M underscore. He's going to do actions because M is melee. And S is walk backwards. But you type in M underscore smooth, press enter. And it'll say the is 1, default is 1. 1 means on or yes. And it means mouse smoothing is on. So you could type M underscore smooth space 0 and turn it off. A lot of the settings are going to start with R underscore. It's the symbol to the right of the 0 where the number keys are on the keyboard. You press shift and the underscore key and it gives you a little dash. And if you press tab in most gaming consoles like this, it'll show you all the commands that starts with. So most of the commands you can mess with are R underscore for the id Tech game engine. So you can look at different things there and decide what you want to use or might want to use. A lot of times S underscore is another. There it is. S usually refers to sound, and R refers to render, like graphics. There's other variances you'll see too. Something underscore. So anyway, I'm not doing anything with the... you can see I'm using a retail version. I think that number at the end is 1683.3. That's probably... all that might be something to do with the version number. I thought the game came out in 2024. This is 2015. Well, it actually did. Yeah, that's right. This is a port to PC, so... oops. Bringing up my Steam overlay. The game did come out in 2014 on consoles, and then a year later we got the port on PC. So the other last thing here with inventory is, now that we have our gun, which we can press M and look at information on it. Mouse 1 shoot, mouse 2 aim, R reload, handgun. This old-fashioned police service revolver. Most police agencies have switched over to automatic pistols, but a few officers continue to use revolvers. So it's our first, and I mean you can blow through the game with this. If you max this out, this gun will be a beast. If you max it out skill-wise. You can see its attributes over here. It's got a damage multiplier of 100% right at the moment, which can be exceeded. It can go higher. The fire rate's 1 second. 1 bullet a second, basically, we can fire. Reload time, it takes 2.48 seconds to reload, which sucks. Clip size, maximum 6. So it's a 6 bullet revolver. Accuracy is 5 degrees. It's pretty bad to start off with. You can basically you can have your reticle on ahead and shoot it and it goes right through them. It can miss them. So it's good to bump the accuracy up for the handgun, probably a few times. And then the critical percent. You bump the critical up on this and you'll be landing headshots. This game has a really nice, I say nice, horror game. It's got a nice, impactful headshot. So headshots feel good, whenever you land them in this game. Nice explosion effect, and critical will make you get more of them. So yeah, it's unfortunate you can't zoom in on these and look at them more closely. You might be able to when we look at the 3D model image viewer. I forget if weapons is part of that. I know enemies and the characters are, but I don't remember if weapons are. But you can't zoom in on this or spin these around or anything like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign this to, by pressing 1, and assign this to my 1 slot. For the time being. So now if I put it away, I can press 1 and bring it back out. But since it's also the only weapon I have, if it's out or not out and I press my aim down sight button, he'll just automatically bring it out and start trying to aim, and then it's equipped. So yeah, if you avoid fighting Connolly wherever he went. Did he despawn? He must have despawned finally, because we killed him. So there's nothing here. We can't break these. These are just scenery. I mean, if you're speed running, you're not going to kill him, and you're just going to miss out on the gel. Yeah, he despawned. So these have physics. So, but yeah, you can just turn around and immediately run in here, and he won't be here. So here's where the game tells you to press L for lantern. And if you look closely over here, there's some gel. And you can see somebody down there. In this game, the crosshairs, when you don't have a weapon out to aim, it's not there. But when you have a gun out, the crosshairs are always visible, even if you're not actively aiming. So it's kind of annoying. It's something you just look past and don't really see. They might have changed or fixed that in Evil Within 2, I don't remember, but it's a complaint some people might have, is that the crosshairs are always visible when you're not aiming down the sights. So get some extra Mountain Dew here. So we got 1,500 Mountain Dew so far. And I'm going to try to leave the lantern on in situations where it's pretty dark, because it affects the cutscene. There's cutscenes, like real cutscenes, like the very beginning when it shows the car, the overhead shot of the car driving through Crimson City. That's a legitimate, like, pre-rendered cutscene. But then a lot of times the game does in-game cutscenes. So I want to leave the lantern on so it illuminates them. So here we go. Makes them more visible.
Hurts! Hurts! Whoa. Were you warning me about this? You were Leslie, right? I'm a police officer. Maybe I should help you.
Should help you.
Shit. How am I gonna get you to a hospital?
Hospital. 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 Hospital!
What the fuck?
I love that line. Disarming traps. Right. Excuse me. So as you can see, we got trip lines here. We couldn't disable that one in the very beginning of the game with the butcher or the sadist. It's just not possible. A trick here to do this one quickly is to go into sneak or crouch mode, and then you can get the prompt, because he leans just enough to reach it. You just have to hold your interact key and let him twitch around. And then we get trap parts acquired. Trap parts are needed to craft bolts for the Agony crossbow. They are used in the inventory screen. Pardon me. I think this is the first and the only time you get to see this little parts crate icon of the game. And they kind of spoil the crossbow here. Like, I don't know why they don't wait, like, until you get the actual weapon to talk about it. But, yeah, this is what we'll be using to craft the bolts that the crossbow uses. So you can either take them to use for crafting. You can also shoot these, and you want to shoot this particular side because this is just a connecting point over here. But if you shoot this part of it, where it looks kind of like a pirate ship wheel, I would say, like a pirate wheel, it'll explode. And you can also lure enemies to cross the wire themselves to make it explode. But of course, then you lose the trap parts. So you need to decide. In a lot of cases, I don't know if you could do it with this one, but some of them can be crouched under. This one probably you could have. I think you probably could have. Maybe not, because there's like a little raise and lowering of the ground here. And some are at ankle level. But you got to decide, do I want trap parts? Do I want to use them as an environmental hazard to shoot it? Or do I want to lure an enemy to it? Because it'll usually, not always, but it'll a lot of times insta-kill an enemy if you lure them to that. So now we can actually see... Wow, the game actually does not tell you. I thought the game would show us how many trap parts we've collected. It will when we can craft. Probably. Not yet. Another thing I don't know, and if anybody knows, let me know in the comments. It says the R key, which is the reload key. It says alternate down here. I don't know what that does. What does that mean? If you highlight anything here and press R, it doesn't do anything. So I think you may use it to craft agony bolts through here once we can do that. So maybe it'll explain itself further, but right now I don't know what alternate does. Excuse me. I don't know what it does as a control function, so I do apologize. So the game's running pretty well. I mean, I'm not dropping any frames or nothing. You can see my readings here. I mean, by all rights, readings-wise, it's running really well. And in these close-in places, the frame rate and the mouse feels really pretty good. It's just certain areas of the game are a little worse than others. So, sprint. Consume stamina. So I have tutorials, you know, they're on. They're going to show us tutorials for everything. Still going to talk about things. Like a lot of people, they say that this game was really hard, like a hard game. And I mean, it should be a hard game. It's made by the creator of Resident Evil. It's a survival horror game. It should be difficult, at least challenging. Difficult and challenging can mean different things, and so can saying a game is too hard. I've just read a lot of that from different people online. Nobody specific, but it's just an interesting thing because people just say the game was too hard and I didn't like it because of that. But it's like, but what do you mean by hard? Do you mean that it was too hard that you couldn't beat the game at all because of that, and you felt cheated because you didn't get to see an ending, or you just couldn't play it because it was too difficult? Or was it too hard? Was it too hard but also beatable, but you found it not fun or enjoyable because of that? You know, I don't know. That's just a challenge. But like, if a game is difficult but it is beatable, then doesn't that mean that the difficulty's tuned just about right? You know what I'm saying? So, that's not to say I'm not going to die and get miserably destroyed in a lot of sections until I remember, oh yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do. Or I get with it and get good, you know, remember. But this game's no harder than anything else. It just takes some learning and some practice. Using matches controls information. Approach a fallen enemy and press B to burn them, destroying them completely. Burning, burning consumes one match. If the same enemies are close enough, they can all be burned with one match. Other things besides corpses and enemies can be burned also, yeah. So this is one of your best resources and weapons in the game. They want you to pick this one up and use it here as a test. This guy's already dated. He's been deaded, so he ain't gonna get up, and it's not worth wasting a match, but we get our first match here. And now you'll get a prompt, so you'll get a little fire symbol and a B for burn. You can't accidentally press it and use it. He'll still just put his weapon away and holster. You have to be standing near or next to something to use it. But there's no point in using it here. Actually, you might get some gel, but it's not worth it because it's more worth it to hopefully kill multiple enemies, because you can get enemies to pile on each other and fall down. And like it said, when you burn them, they all burn up. So here's some gel here. If you get close enough, you can pick it up. But if you press the use key while you're moving forward on this, he'll step up to it. And then we can stomp or punch this. And get some bullets. So we're going to get 2 bullets out of this. Nice. So we have a maximum of 10 that we can put in our gun. We're going to reload here because this is a 6-shot revolver, so we'll just reload. Plop. So 10 maximum we can hold so far. We don't have any in reserve because we reloaded, and we have 5 in the clip. And I think we can hold 6, I believe. So if we get another bullet, we should be able to reload again. 1800 gel. Hop down. Another tactic here. You can jump in this game, but it's a scripted jump. When you run off of ledges like this, Sebastian will just automatically do that. He'll take a leap. He won't automatically leap up into something like this, but he'll automatically leap off. And it is helpful. He's getting tired because I'm holding sprint. It is helpful to do that when you can do it. So that's how you do that. Just run forward, hold forward and run off of edges, and he'll automatically jump. There is no jump button in this game, so you can't just make him jump in the air when you want to. It won't work. I think you can shoot these birds and get like maybe a little pile of gel. I'm just saving my ammo. So you would think you could use the match on this, but you're not allowed to. It's just a set piece. So yeah, guys, this is a really, really good game. I mean, I know I'm making things drag to some degree, but that's just me. That's just how I play. That's just how I present my videos. You're either going to like that about me or not. But this is one of my favorite games for sure. I really like this one and the second one. I'm just really angry at Microsoft for closing down Tango Gameworks. It's shitty. I mean, it's not cool. It's not cool at all, man. It's not to say they won't ever do something with this series, but it's not going to be what it could have and should have been. It wouldn't be anyway because Miyazaki left, but, you know, he trained and hired the people. Apologize, just smack the mic. He trained and hired the people that he has working for his company that he built, and I know for sure, probably pretty soon actually, they were going to probably start working up ideas to do a third game for this series, and it's just not going to happen now because Microsoft, you know, of course. It's got to be these big gaming studios. And this is, I would consider this a AAA game. I mean, I don't know if Tango may not be considered a AAA developer, but this is a AAA quality game. So it's really sad and disappointing that this first game should get a remake. I mean, I think Resident Evil 1 remake that's been remastered, I think it's going to get a second remake. I can't even think of any other games that have really been remade twice. Dead Space has been remade. All these other remakes for games. You know, Evil Within 1 definitely deserves one. You know, we're not going to see that. Probably not. Much less a Evil Within 3. So yeah, I'm upset about it. Here's the symbol for Beacon. It's like a big blood splotch. The beacon lights. Let's make our way in here. There's Tatiana. She's got some handprints on her butt. Somebody's been slapping her butt. Sebastian gets caught like in this long animation where he kind of like is surprised and shocked. Kind of falls back a little bit. There's a big bottle of Mountain Dew here. And I think this is our first personal note. It's like a little, kind of like a detective badge or a journal with a badge on the front. So, Journal of Sebastian Castellanos, November 2004. Finally got my gold badge, Detective Sebastian Castellanos. I like the sound of that. Seems a long time coming, but they say that I'm one of the fastest ever to rise through the ranks. Can't wait to get started. I know that I can do more good as a detective than I ever could as a beat cop. So yeah, he's a detective, not an investigator. Plus, I don't have to wear that damn uniform anymore. The pay bump doesn't hurt either. KCPD, Crimson City Police Department, needs all the help they can get. There's a seemingly disproportionate amount of crime these days. Crimson City is my home, and it's my job to protect it. Okay.
Shit.
So here's the Claire de Lune music. I think that other part of the song that we heard with the butcher dude, the sadist in the very beginning coming out of his gramophone, I think it might have been another part of this song. I think they're both the same song. So this is your little teleport. Looks like an herb from Resident Evil. Can't take it though. This is your little teleport. Use these cracked mirrors to go back to where Tatiana is. So we can hold it here. Might want to cover your eyes if you don't like blinding white. So we're back in our little room here.
Back here again.
Yes, again,
I
Sebastian.
must be losing it.
You are losing it. Okay. So nothing we can do here still. So if we use this mirror here, it'll take us back to where we just were. There's a few mirrors scattered about the hospital that, depending on where you are or end up, you can use to transport you back to continue in the game. This is just a way to come back and save, as well as use your upgrades. Okay.
I don't know if that was a bad dream, or this is.
Whatever is the matter?
Hi, Tatiana. Not impressed. I think she slightly looks a little different in the sequel. Her model's slightly different. And she definitely has a different voice actress. between the two games, which I don't know why. This voice actress is fine. So now if you look, we have a missing persons poster, and we have a newspaper. So what I'm going to do, actually, is we'll wait and check these out, but you can see the prompts for them. So we have those two to check out, and we need to save, and we're going to upgrade also. But I'm going to save here now at this point. Just overwrite chapter 2. So we're apparently an hour and 55 minutes in, and kind of keep track. And you can see how long my last playthrough took from 2021. So it's probably going to be definitely as long or not longer, because I obviously wouldn't have been going this slow when I played the game on my own time. But so we got our game saved here, so we'll stop this video here, guys. We're making some progress here finally now. Let me see if I have any parting words to you from my notes of anything. We've covered everything the inventory does up to this point. There'll be a little more to discuss once we get more weapons, but the basic gist of how the inventory works. You can use your lantern in here as well. And when you're in the hospital in here, you can have like a butt cam for Sebastian. So if you want to creep on Sebastian a little bit, you can get butt shot. It's cool looking at the models of the characters. They've got a lot of detail. I can't look past a certain point. He's got a badge on his hip there. Let's look at him a little better. Let's stand maybe here. Trying to see his badge. Just says police. Yeah. Probably for extra bullets. See his lantern. That's his cuffs, his handcuffs back here, even some more bullets. The nice thing too about this game is it'll show what you're carrying, so things change and will be visible on your character when you're using or have them. But yeah, very detailed. Nice looking models. Tatiana looks really nice. She's over here doing her nails. Okay, guys, so I'll stop here. Thank you very much for watching. We've got most of the main things out of the way that I wanted to cover for beginnings of the game. We'll upgrade a little bit in the next video. See how that goes, kind of determine what I'm going to do. The next kind of secret Easter egg, whatever you want to call it, will happen in Chapter 4. We're still in Chapter 2 at this point, so little ways before we see anything else like that. So thank you very much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it very, very much, and I'll see you in the next part.